Hey guys, hopefully you are all doing well. Prime Collections here. Well, Funko did announce their next line of NFTs officially. This one I feel will be very popular because it is the first from a very popular fandom. And also, I think these redemptions will be a little bit tougher to pull. But let's not hesitate. Let's not wait longer. Let's get into the world of Funko today.
Bleached out, these thoughts in my head. Drown out, you're not like the rest. Feeling like I'm done.
What was the line in question that was announced? Well, it was the first of the Series 1 Mickey and Friends digital Funko drop. This is actually the first in two senses of the word. First of all, this is the first drop from Disney. We've never seen them do anything prior to this as far as I can remember. So this one will be very popular for that simply alone. And the fact that it's Mickey and Friends, it's the iconic group that we see on almost everything they put out nowadays. So you have a lot of people who will be interested in it. The second, in terms of first, is the fact this was the first ever drop exclusive drop. What that means is that aftermarket purchases will only be allowed on their drop marketplace. You will not be able to resell these on Atomic Hub. You will not be able to purchase these off Atomic Hub or other such sites except for the drop marketplace. I think this is interesting, and I don't know why they're doing this because this limits the amount of people who are involved. It forces people to create a drop marketplace account and to convert their currency to that format. And this could be for a number of reasons. Number one, they want to increase the exclusivity for their website. Number two, this could also be them doing some cost cutting and trying to reduce some resources and allocations that they've put into these drops. If you've noticed, like I have, they've had to burn a lot of packs recently with a lot of their recent drops. And I think that they thought that they would have more success than they initially have. So I think that's partially why. And you could definitely see where going forward, every drop could be a drop exclusive drop. They're testing this to see how it does. And of course, because it's Disney, it's probably going to sell out. It sucks for people who, A, don't have a drop marketplace account or who don't have US digital currency. B, who specifically do their buying and reselling on the Atomic Hub marketplace. And C, it forces people to do things a specific way, and it complicates the process if you already, kind of set yourself up through the Atomic Hub. So for me, I think this is a little bit controversial, but I get why they're doing it. But at the same time, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do understand it. But going forward, when does this drop? Well, it actually technically drops. So I'm recording this on the 5th, which is the Tuesday before this drops. And I'll probably end up putting this out on Thursday, the 7th. So it will be December the 12th, which officially will be a week from this recording, probably 5 days from this being released. And with that being said, it releases at 11 o'clock Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. What are the pack totals? Well, there are 21,250 standard packs at $10 a piece with 5 NFTs in them, and there are 21,250 premium packs with a total of 15 NFTs, and they cost $30. With that being said, that's a total of 42,500 total packs in this drop, and that also means that there are 425,000 NFTs in this drop, which means that there's a lot in that pool to pull from. And what are the redemptions that you can possibly get or perchance pull out of this specific drop? Well, they are the Mickey and Friends main characters. And this might be the most underwhelming grail they've ever done. Most grails in the set are going to be 999 total pieces. And this one is the same. And it is Minnie Mouse with a blue bow and a red dress. When doing some research on these, I found that these were from iconic cartoons, but a couple characters I couldn't find anything on, and one of those was Minnie Mouse. I couldn't find any cartoon with her in this outfit specifically that they would have pulled this from. And there's nothing too spectacular about it. Maybe I'm missing something, and if someone would let me know in the comments, I would greatly appreciate that, because it would let me know, hey, why they chose to do this. Because for me, I don't see the allure in this being the grail. I see this grail being possibly at like the $60, $50 mark after market. So we'll see how this does. but this is definitely an underwhelming piece compared to the other ones we have in this lineup, like the legendaries and the royalty. And because there are 999 of these out of a 425,000 pool, that means that there is about a 0.23% chance to pull this. So it's a pretty low pull rate on that. So if you are going for the full set, good luck to you, because I think it's going to be hard to actually pull this. But if you do, congratulations. And next up, we do have 4 total legendaries, and each of them are at 1,800 total pieces, which means that there will be 7,200 possible redeemable legendaries. And with that, because there's a 425,000 pool, we have about a 1.69% chance to pull each of these. So not too bad. That's about the standard pull rate. The first of these was Daisy Duck with her parasol and kind of like a fancy outfit. This is another one of those characters where I couldn't find the cartoon from this. And if you happen to know, like, let me know down in the comments below where Minnie's from and where Daisy's from, because I couldn't find any of these at all in terms of like Google Images and research for this. So I am kind of curious why this was chosen. It's very cool because it is a different style outfit than we've seen. And maybe it's something from a classic cartoon that I just don't know about. Next up, we had Donald Duck in his golfing outfit. This is from the classic cartoon Donald Goes Golfing. These were little shorts that they did back in the 1980s that were about 10 minutes long that I remember growing up as a kid, that were hilarious, that I loved watching, that I actually have rewatched multiple times upon memory. And this is from one of them. This is one of my favorite cartoons that they ever did. I love this piece. I thought they did a great job on this. This will be one of the ones that I will be going for in this set, specifically because the reason I'm going for this set is I do Disney pieces for my daughter. And that's where this will end up going into, because I think that she would love this, and I think it would be a great addition to that. The next possible legendary redemption was Goofy from Goofy Goes Fishing, or Goofy Does Fishing. Back in the day when they did these shorts, one of the things they would have is Goofy doing random things like the self-help books, like where you go and like how to do this, how to do that. Well, they would have Goofy do it, and every time it would be hilarious, and this is no different from this. This is one of the classic ones, and this could mean that we could see more versions of this, and if so, I'm all for that, because the Goofy shorts were always great, whether it was him playing baseball, whether it was him fishing, whether it was him doing an assortment. I think skiing was one of them as well. I think this was a great choice. This is another iconic classic cartoon that I remember growing up as a kid. I'm very excited, and I will be going for this one as well. And the final of the legendary redemptions is Pete in his conductor outfit. There is a cartoon where Mickey is trying to get to another town, and he's got Pluto in his bag with him, and he's trying to get on a train. Of course, dogs are not allowed on the train. Well, there's Pete in his conductor outfit, and he's the constant antagonist in this cartoon to Mickey. And, you know, I remember it perfectly. It's another one of those great cartoons that was about 10 minutes long. And as I said, most of these were chosen from those, and as such were great decisions, and you know, they're iconic and you remember them if you grew up like I did around that time. So it's very cool to see each one of these, and as I said, each one of the legendaries are a total of 1,800 total pieces. And the thing about it is there's the royalty, which I think is the best piece of this, and this is the reason why this set is going to cost me some money, because I am going to go for this royalty. And that is Mickey Mouse from Mickey's Orchestra. They did the Ballad of William Tell. If you remember this is an iconic cartoon. I know I've said that several times throughout this video, but this one is very iconic. You've got Mickey conducting the band, and there's a tornado that comes up, and they play during the tornado. It's a completely iconic Disney cartoon. I'm very happy here. And if you look at the detail, full orchestra outfit, he's got the baton in his hand. He's got the bee on top of his hat. This was phenomenal. There's only 2,500 total available of these, and if you want to get this, you have to collect all the common, uncommon, rare, and epic NFTs in this set, and they will be available on the aftermarket on Drops Marketplace. So I will be going for those specifically, and I will be completing this set to get this royalty because it is amazing. And as always, let's say you do pull redemption. What do you do with this next portion of the process? Well, there are some important dates to keep in mind. After these go live on April 10th, 2024, they will take a snapshot of your inventory. They will see what's in there. And then at a later point in the day, probably about 12 p.m. Pacific time, you will get redemption coins coinciding with the legendaries or potential grail that you pulled. At which point in time, you will have a full month to redeem these. Depending on which ones you got, they will ask you where to send them. You will enter that information. They will send it to you free of charge. And usually about that time, it takes about 6 months for them to ship out the pops. Well, at that point in time, they're guessing that these will probably be shipped out in quarter 3. So figure if quarter 3 is in that August, September range, that I figure that's when they'll ship these out. But it's very exciting to see this as a possible redeemable set. I'm very excited for it. The Grail I probably won't go for, but I am going to try to go for those 4 legendaries and that royalty. I'll try to get some packs so I can share that opening with you guys on this channel. It's very exciting to see. I think these are awesome. Let me know down in the comments below as well if you are going for these, and if so, which ones are you hoping to pull? But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I wanted to share, talking about this drop with you and my personal feelings on it. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's great. And good luck to you if you're going to try to get these. But as always, thank you so much for sticking around through the entirety of the video. I truly appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind, please liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It helps out tremendously. And as always, I'll see you guys later.
I could have left again.